Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to LifePod with CEE. The person I have here in the studio is an amazing person. And if you've been following my podcast since this year, you would notice that we got a space where we record. And this is made possible by the amazing person we are seeing in the studio today. She is the creative director of Amaranthine Media. She is the one and only, the Unstoppable Jennie.
Aloha.
So before we continue, I want us to just let's have a bit of chit chat.
Okay.
Where does all of this come from? Has this always been you from the beginning, or was it something that happened and then you just decided, this is who I want to become? Was it a coping mechanism, or is it just you? Tell us.
Are you talking about the beauty? You need to be specific.
Rest in Jesus.
Okay.
There can't be two proud people in the same space.
Okay, so Unstoppable Jennie, this persona, this version of me did not always exist. I mean, I was always Jennifer. Some people, their real name is not Jennifer. Like, their parents didn't name them Jennifer. I'm Jennifer from birth.
By birth.
Yes, it's on my birth certificate, literally. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
So I actually grew up semi-introverted, which is why even now I'm a bit of both. I think it's called a multivert or an ambivert. I'm a bit of both. Yeah. I can be very introverted and I can be very extroverted. So I was the child that grew up. I was a late developer. I went to an all-girls school. I didn't have boyfriends. I just had my books and myself, and my mind.
This you was
this
that.
Me, yeah. So I was really small. I mean, I'm not big now, so yeah. So I was really that tiny child with low-cut hair, no boobs.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture. Jesus, you had to say that.
Yeah, I had to paint the picture
for
you.
Yeah.
So I think by SS2, SS3, I still probably look like just a little young boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, and I went to a school with a lot of hot babes, So at that age and at that stage, I probably had some issues. Like I was quite introverted. I trusted my books and my own company more than I trusted people. But somewhere in between the time that I finished from school and I went into the university, and I did Jambo, so it wasn't like it was a long stretch. I just had to put that out there as well. So yeah.
Is this what I'm going to do with in this episode?
So yeah, somewhere in between that time, I underwent a massive self-transformation, and I cannot point to one person or one event that made it happen. I just knew that the person I was when I went to the university was vastly different from the person I was when I was in secondary school. And I came into university with all my confidence, like my self-esteem was busting through the roof, Yeah. Like nobody could tell me anything, I was me.
Yeah.
Unapologetically. I knew who I was. I was loud, not obnoxious, but I was... when we get to that part, but my husband now, I remember he told me that the first time he met me in school, that I was very sharp-mouthed, that he was looking at me like, who is this little girl, like, who is, So yeah, so I went into school and I knew I had very firm boundaries, very firm rules. I said I wasn't going to have a boyfriend until I was in final year. I was very vocal about who I was and my values, and that, I think, was where I just, this me started to emerge, yeah, that's the word, yeah.
Wow, that's really, really interesting, because I had to ask that question because looking at you now, and I mean, we've had conversations before now, and I've always struggled to make sense of it, that this cannot be this cannot be coming from this. You understand? And it's really beautiful. And I must say this before we go into the meat of the matter for today, that you are a huge inspiration to me.
Oh my God!
Are you sure you're going to rest? I want you to listen attentively, because it is the last time I'm going to say it in 2026.
Okay. No, I'll take it.
One thing I've come to pick up from you, or working with you, working around you, is how that you are so resolved on whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, and and it's something to point out. something
you.
to point out.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Continue to do, because I know that if you're inspiring me like this, there are many more people you're inspiring that might not even have to
Hopefully
talk to you one day like
Yeah.
this. But yeah, great job. And picking up from what you've just said now, today we are going to be having an interesting conversation. A very interesting conversation. But okay, before we go into that, I want you to tell us quickly about your work. You will still do that at the end of the episode, but just briefly tell us about your work. Who is Jennifer today? Okay,
so Jennifer Nkem Enaya, aka the Unstoppable Jennie, is the creative director of Amaranta Media Production Studios, which is an indigenous storytelling hub and animation company with a larger, worldview of creating scalable, wholesome African intellectual property across animation, live action, comics, games, the entire ecosystem. I'm the curator of the Time Bender Fest Children's Day Fiesta. We just had, an amazing event in the last week of May or thereabouts. I'm a screenwriter. I write films. I write amazing films.
Yeah.
And I'm a lawyer. Yeah, everybody forgets that.
Everybody
forgets that. Yes, I'm a lawyer too, and I'm an MC. I'm a mistress of ceremony, so I host events. So I'm just a multi-talented, multifaceted, dynamic, creative human being. Like, it's oozing out of my pores.
It's okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So, we have something interesting we want to talk about today. We're talking today about sex, sexual compatibility, and cohabitation. That's what we're talking about today. And this topic randomly popped up in one of our conversations, to the point that when I even sent you the notification that we're recording, so you were like, how did we even get here? How did we get here?
Yeah.
And this, one of the reasons why we decided to bring this up is because this isn't exactly the most popular topic, in as much as the world has been sexualized. It is still not discussed in the way it should be discussed. It is discussed either in a way that perverses the whole thing, or it is discussed in a way that casts aspersions on people, or being judgmental and all. But that's why we want to really, really talk about it today. So let's start off from the whole concept of sex. Jennifer is married. Just so
that's
she's
true.
married, and so that automatically makes her qualified to tell us stuff about this topic. So just tell us, what's your own understanding of what sex is?
Understanding of sex is sex now. So I've been married for 15 whole whopping years. Wow. So I've been having sex for a long time.
Yeah.
What can I say? So I even had to rehearse this morning just to be sure I was, on point for this conversation.
Great.
Good information, right? Good. Yeah. So sex for me was always something that was very. I grew up in a Christian household, so we don't talk about sex in Christian households. Yeah, it's not something you talk about. But I'm an avid reader. I probably knew what sex was when I was 8. I used to read everything, a lot. Forbidden and unforbidden. Yeah, I was reading everything, and I don't know whether I should be ashamed to say I was writing erotica in SS2. Like, I had a novel, like I was handwriting erotica by the time I was in SS2 or SS3. So I knew what sex was very young. Nobody came and had a conversation with me and say, don't open your legs or all those ridiculous saying, if a boy looks at you, get pregnant. I didn't do that. None of that ridiculousness here. I knew what sex was. I knew how it happened. I was very aware of my world. But then, like I said, I grew up in a Christian household, and there were just things that seeped into my subconscious. Let me put it that way. Because also I cannot ever remember my mom coming to tell me not to have sex. Or, like I said, coming to say, sex is bad or anything. But maybe from being around a Christian environment, it just seeped into my subconscious that, okay, I wasn't going to have sex until I got married. Yeah. So
okay, just being in that.
Just being in that space, maybe just hearing, like I said, nobody beat me over the head with it. Nobody drummed it. It wasn't even a conversation, but I was going to church. I was in a Christian family. I was around church people, so it just, by the time I went into university, like I said, whenever that conversation came up, and to tell you the funny thing about it was, by the time I was in final year, some of my classmates were reminding me that when I was in first year, I used to say this thing a lot. I could not remember. Apparently, I used to say, the marriage bed undefiled. I do not know why or where that phrase, like, I know it's in the Bible, but why was I saying it in first year? Why was it a thing for I don't know. I really don't know. Like, so sometimes I think about it, I'm like, I wish I could remember a moment where I made this decision or said, okay, this is, but it just was part of who I knew myself to be. That, okay, I came into school, I said, I'm not going to have a boyfriend till final year. Nobody told me not to have a boyfriend. Nobody said it's bad to have a boyfriend or it's good to have a boyfriend. Those were just decisions I made on my own. And I stuck to my guns mostly. I mean, I didn't start dating until I was in 4th year into final year, which was my final year. So by the time I, started dating and, started hanging around boys and men. I went to an all-girls school, so I didn't really... secondary school. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I went to Queen's College, so it was an all-girls school. So I think maybe university, and then university, I was very sheltered in university as well. So I came into a university where my big cousins were in that school. And so as soon as I came in, they just handed me into the next fellowship. There were always people around me, always one cousin or one big friend or one. Half of my friends now are people I met when I was in school. So they were I was very sheltered, even in school. Yeah, even my boyfriend, who became my spouse at the time, was also part of my group of friends. He was on the periphery, but that's how I met him too. So I was sheltered too. So maybe that also helped because I didn't have nobody put any pressure on me that I couldn't handle. In fact, you can't even try me. Actually, I'm untriable. So yeah, they used to hence the unstoppable. If back then they used to say they used to call me. And if I got names, people call me Frigid in university. I was called Frigid. I was called that. They say I used to give local government hugs. I always used to give. I'm very, very, jumpy and touchy now. Before, they used to say I'm burglary proof. Like I had these phrases, because that's how closed off I was physically. Like, no, don't touch me, don't do that, don't. That's how I was.
Yes.
And then even when I started dating, I know my boyfriend at the time was like, you're so relaxed, listen up,
bro. Hey, too close to come.
Yeah, day or day, and even before I started dating, I had to have, like I said, I had very rules about stuff. I don't even know where I got it from.
You got it from?
At some point before I started dating my boyfriend, there was this thing that, it happens a lot now too, but there was this thing that started to happen then, that people don't define their relationships. They're just hanging around each other, and then one day they're dating. Or people assume they're dating. And then one day, maybe one person is tired of the relationship. Then I say, hey, did I ask you out? Or that wasn't to be my story. So as soon as my boyfriend started trying to, in fact, he chased me for 1 year plus, actually. So that happened, yeah. I was very difficult.
You were chasing. He looked at you, was like, this is my girl.
I was quite difficult. I won't even lie. So yeah. So by the time we got to that space, I was like, you have to tell me exactly what you want. What is this? Where is it going? What is the point? So from the beginning, I'll say, I want to date you straight.
So
I did not, yes,
immediately.
And I'm telling you, I went into school at 18, so this is just small me.
Yes.
No, these are my boundaries, these are my values. You're not going to cross this. That's how I was, So even from the very beginning of our relationship, he said, okay, this is this. And maybe because I also came from the kind of family I came from, I was very critical. I won't even date you if I don't think I can marry you. I think that was my mother though. Okay. That one was my mother's doing. Okay. Because my mother, as soon as I went into university, my mother became my best friend. Her switch was so great. As soon as I come back home, we're unboxing together. She's looking at my pictures. Before you know, you start spilling all your secrets.
You wouldn't know when.
Even the one she did not plan to tell her. When I started dating, I didn't want to tell my mom. But I hadn't even stayed in the house for 2 days until that gist, she fetched that gist out of my mouth. So yeah. So I think that one was for her. So I just tell her about it. Like in person, I'm just telling her, oh, this person. She said, no, that one will not be her. Somebody that behaves like that, not a good husband. My mother, she even told me back then that it's not be good for two lawyers to marry you. You know that lawyers like to talk. So you can't, everybody be talking in my mother. So I think maybe some of those things just subconsciously just stick with you. Yeah. So like, I'm looking at you like, okay, I can't date you if I can't marry you, you know. So that was, so for me, even before I finally agreed to date him, I was like, okay, this matches, okay, let's do it, you know. And that's how we did it. So I'm not even sure if I've started talking about the sex in all of this now. Where are we at?
We are still, I think it's you still building up.
So yeah, still building up. So of course, we dated
is.
for 4 years. And in that 4 years time, we were hardly ever in the same space.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it was a long distance relationship mostly.
Okay.
So I was in final year, he had gone for service. I went to law school, then he had gone somewhere. So we're always in different places. In fact, we stayed at least, the time we stayed 8 to 9 months, we hadn't seen. Yeah, so it was mostly a long distance relationship. And then we were both Christians, so we did not plan to do sex before marriage at all, you know. Yeah. We did not even plan to do smoosh before marriage, just that circumstances beyond our control happened. So sex, yeah. So the first time I had sex was on my wedding night.
Wedding night.
Yeah, in grand hotel room after my wedding. We had bottles of wine, you know, just trying to make, and it was hard. I don't think it happened because it wasn't just.
It was something you were trying to get into.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. We didn't plan it well. So the next night we re-strategized.
I came up with something better.
Yeah, you know, and so sex for me was, after the initial hiccups, it was enjoyable. Yeah, it was mostly enjoyable, which is where I will now tie in sexual compatibility to, because now
I think you should go ahead with that because
I know that I now see a lot of conversations about testing out sexual compatibility and all of those things. And why I think that is a fallacy is because, okay, I didn't have sex before I got married, right? I started having sex after I got married, and I liked sex while I was having it after I got married. And I mean, by sexual compatibility, I'm not sure if they mean attraction, because physical attraction, of course, is important. You need to be physically attracted to the person you want to get married to. Yes, so we were both very physically attracted to ourselves. Yes, hence the smooshing. Yeah. I don't know if it's called smooshing anymore. Is it called smooshing anymore?
Well, I think we'll ask the Gen Zs.
So, yeah. So there was physical attraction. Yeah. So then, of course, you know, we're married. You know, by having a lot of sex. In fact, sex was one of the reasons we wanted to get married, because, you know, our families kept on trying to delay because of other circumstances. But man, we want to have sex.
We just need
we need to have sex now.
We need to get it off our system.
So we got married. I was living in Lagos, like I said, it was mostly a long distance relationship. Yes. So I moved from Lagos to Port Harcourt, and sex was happening a lot. Got pregnant, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I have my first child, and my sex drive changes completely, which is where the fallacy of sexual compatibility comes in. Because you can have sex with 10 different people and in the name of testing sexual compatibility. Yeah. But just one thing in your marriage will switch, especially for the woman. Like just one hormonal change will switch that thing that you think you know. You know, that thing you thought you liked, that thing that used to turn you on, is turning you off.
Wow.
And you can't explain it. He can't explain it. Nobody can explain it. But life is different. Stresses are different. Responsibilities are different. Everything is different. And then there's a baby. Oh, the babies come. The babies. Oh, babies. I have to take a moment.
Jenna must not see this episode. Jenna.
So the babies come, and then everything changes. You know, your body changes. Your boobs change. Your boobs are not sexual anymore. They are tools, feeding tools. Yes, and then somehow you're expected to re-emerge from that whole experience, sexy and ready to go. And it just doesn't happen. Well, for me, I'm not going to generalize. It didn't happen that way. So from that point, it became a whole topsy-turvy situation. Oh, it happens, it doesn't happen. It happens, it doesn't happen. And so that, again, is why I find issue with the whole sexual. Sometimes it's not even pregnancy. It could be a sickness. Somebody falls ill, and their entire it changes. See, nobody can predict how life happens. You people think, oh, the way I am now is the way I'm always going to be. It's not. It's simply not true. Even for the men, they age. Things that used to function at 100 kilometers per hour starts functioning at 50 kilometers per hour. So the entire testing that went on before the marriage and the entire pre-sexual what defeats the point. Like what did I achieve? You know. So the babies come and your body changes and the things that used to turn you on don't turn you on anymore. In fact, you start to things start to piss you off.
Yes.
You know. Which is why sex cannot keep a marriage. I know there was one person, was it Williams, that came and said, you don't need love to get married. Please, you need love to get married. I do not know what Williams Abule came to this show to say. You need love because when all else fails, I think people underestimate what love is. Love can save the world. True. And I'm not talking about romantic love or is butterflies in my stomach kind of love. I'm talking about the love, the God love. Yes. The love is patient, love is kind, love keeps no record of wrongdoing. That is the love that saves your marriage.
Like love is patient alone. It's a whole conversation.
As our pastor will say, I can stay there.
I can stay
right there. I'm preach, I can stay right there. Love is patient alone. Let's even live kind.
Yes.
Because the kind of amount of kindness you need to navigate marriage.
Yes.
Because marriage is a series of compromises. You're compromising every waking moment. You're compromising something.
Yes.
I a few days ago, so I wake up in the morning and I want to do something totally different from what my husband wants to do. But we're in the same room. I'm not going to tell him to leave the room, and he's not going to tell you to leave the room.
Yes.
So sometimes I wake up and I want to listen to a message or I want to listen to music. He's woken up earlier than I have, and he's on the phone. He wants to make business calls. So he's saying, turn down the music. I'm like, this is just.
I remember you made a post.
Yes, this is just 7 a.m. I never even entered the day so it's constantly choosing to make every single moment. You're choosing to make a compromise, choosing to sacrifice, choosing to be kind.
Yes.
So that's when he says love. I'm like, Williams is not understanding love in the love sense. Start calling my love as my body's doing you. Both of us are body. That's not the love that keeps a marriage. Yes. So sex is the most. I usually tell my husband and everybody that cares to hear that I think that sex is overrated. And when I get to heaven, I will ask God, why did you create sex? Because for something that lasts less than 10, 15 minutes, sex is too destructive. People will destroy companies, homes, families for 15 minutes. Come on, what is inside the thing? What are people doing? Like, what is happening there? I'm trying to understand. Maybe I'm not having sex right away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something to actually talk about.
Yeah, no, I've always said it. They said, oh, how else would we have procreated? I said, I'm sure God could have found a less pleasurable way.
Because you're saying something very interesting right now, that homes have been wrecked, businesses have shut down, relationships countries have gone to
the
war.
whole Helen of Troy and blah 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 was over a woman.
Over a woman, yes.
Countries have gone to war because a man and a woman rubbed their genitals together. Come on.
It's a very interesting.
Come on, people. It doesn't make any sense. Orgasm is orgasm. It will not last 24 hours. Like, no matter how orgasmic the orgasm was.
Yes.
In 1 hour, you are going to move on to the next thing.
True.
Because, if you want to have sex, if you want to fornicate, please fornicate. Don't look for excuses. Don't just say we are doing it so that we are testing or just fornicate. Just enjoy it and say I fornicated.
Don't say you are trying to test.
Yeah. It makes and that moves me now to cohabitation, which was the third thing. Okay, because now I've seen it too. I can't marry anybody that I've not lived in with 6 months. What do you think living with someone for 6 months will do for you? What do you think? I was married for 5 years. The day me and my husband had a fight, that I looked at him, he said, he looked at me. Well, we're swearing for ourselves in our mind. This was 5 years into the marriage. 5 years into the marriage. So what do you really think 6 months of cohabitation is? What do you think is going to do for you? What do you think you're going to achieve with 6 months? I don't get it.
Before you go into that cohabitation, let me quickly ask a question in the area of sex and sexual compatibility.
Okay.
what's your advice to someone now who is concerned about, there are stories about people who are not sexually active, and they got to find out when
After,
they went into marriage. What's your advice for someone who has that fear or who has that concern? What would you advise? What would your advice be to that person?
Okay, so I've seen what he said. So there are people that have said, especially from the male angle, that the man was saying he's a Christian, let's not do sex before marriage, and then I get married and he's impotent or he can't have an erection or any of those things. I don't want to give carnal advice.
I mean, just give us all the full package.
Full package.
Give us everything you have. Yeah.
So I think that if we're talking about two Christians here, I think that it is wrong for you to be dishonest
from the go.
From the get-go.
Yes.
If you are a guy or a woman and you know you have an issue, whatever the issue is, whether it's your genotype, because I've heard people lie about genotype too. Like, why are you lying about genotype to somebody you're going to get married to?
It's actually not fair.
So, of course, that baseline alone, the dishonesty alone is a deal breaker for me. Yeah, that basic dishonesty. Especially if it's something you already know. Because, I mean, you're a guy now, you will know that the thing is not functioning how it should function. True. Because guys have erections, even when they're not in a sexual setting.
Yes.
So if you've never had an erection before, you know you've never had an erection before. You know something is wrong. Yeah, so I think that honesty, if I cannot expect honesty, if I cannot trust that you're honest, if I get into marriage with someone and discover something like that, I think that I am in my right to step out of the marriage because you're a liar. And if you've lied to me about something that it will affect, and that doesn't, if you had, I mean, these things have cures, they have treatments, you know, if you're open to taking them.
Yes.
So it's, why don't we say, okay, I love you so much, but, you know, let's try and treat this thing first before we take the plunge. Why are you hiding it or fating it away? Are you thinking that as soon as we get married, the Holy Spirit will miraculously remove it from you, or, you know, I don't know how that happens. That's number one. Number two is a semi-carnal thing, which my sisters in the Lord should not take this advice.
Don't.
So, I mean, like I said, there's some level of physical. How do I say this? I'm jeopardizing my deaconeship in the future. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you're interacting in close spaces with a guy that you're attracted to. You're going to know that when he has an erection.
Of course.
Yeah, like you don't have to bring it out or look at it or anything.
It's true.
I mean, unless people are being like, if you're being chaperoned to, I mean, I don't know anybody who's being chaperoned 24/7 or anything. Like I said from the beginning, my decision not to engage in actual sexual intercourse before marriage was my decision. Between me and my God, I didn't have to explain it to anybody. Nobody had to justify it for me. I've been in rooms alone with my husband to be, and we knew that this was our stance, and we kept it as it was, you know. So first and foremost, you have to know why you're doing what you do. I always tell this to people. I spoke somewhere and I told the young lady, see, never do things because you're expecting society to reward you. Nobody's going to give you an award because you married as a virgin. They don't care. Who cares? Does it change the price of food in the market? No. You're doing it for you and your God. It's a personal thing.
True.
Yeah. So if you are dating someone, I'm not saying make out with him. I'm not saying kiss him. I'm not saying anything. But you cannot tell me that you are in a relationship with somebody that you are both physically attracted to and you have never felt, imagined, seen, revolved around some kind of intensity.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. So if you have never, maybe this is the point to start asking the hard questions. So the obviously carnal one is, man, I want to say it. That is very carnal. You should never do that. I did not do that. Do not do that, ladies. Don't do that. I didn't say that. So because like I said, this thing is usually from a masculine point of view. Yeah. So those are the issues I've had, because some people are like, I'm never going to be with a man. In fact, I think I have a relation that has actually told me she was dating somebody and he kept on insisting, and that it turned out nothing was working. And so she's never, like, for her, and she's like Christian, and she's emphatic, like, it's never going to happen that I'm going to be in the space where I'm going to marry somebody and not do this stuff. So that's why I say these things sometimes they're not black and white. Because if somebody has actually tried to deceive you about stuff like that before, you're not going to be in a space where you can take chances.
Yeah.
You know, some of us, we were as much as I knew about sex, I was quite naive about certain things. Those things never even occurred to me that, something might not be working as it should.
Yes.
Maybe we were very naive or innocent back then. I don't know. Maybe the world was just better. I don't know. Those things never even occurred to us.
Because if you think about it now, there are many things that we worry about. There are many things we think about. There are many things we hear that when you look back, you're like, these weren't issues.
When people tell me that they're checking their star signs for marriage,
yes.
I'm like, when did that one start?
How did we get?
I'm like, how did I get honestly, because I don't even remember. We didn't even do tests when we were getting married, my husband and I. We just ran with the wind. We just love. Oh my God, we just. We didn't do tests. We didn't even. I knew his genotype. Those were basic things.
Yes.
I knew his genotype. I knew mine. I'm an AA, so I've always been chill.
Yeah. Everybody's rushing.
Yeah,
Now they're rushing.
And at them they really rush me. So I'm like, okay, chill like that. So but aside from that, we weren't picky. We weren't finicky. We weren't panicky.
Yeah.
It was just, I trust you. You trust me. I love you. You love me. We have a future together. We can make this thing work. Our backgrounds match. Our faith matches. Our values match. You know what? Yeah. Okay, let's dive in.
Might as well.
And we want to have sex. Let's get married. Yeah.
That's cool. So now let's talk about cohabitation.
Yeah,
we're going to
cohabitation.
We're going there.
So that also, so the whole thing about I must live with this person before
I get married.
I mentioned severally before that we were in a long distance relationship.
Yes.
I've been married for 15 years. Let me just put that out there again. And I mostly had a long distance relationship. If I spent the same time with my husband, my boyfriend then, or my fiance, whichever one he was at every different point in time, because I've had one man my entire life. Yeah.
The unstoppable.
So if I spend the same time with him under any roof, it wasn't more than 2 or 3 days. And there were always people around. So maybe we traveled for a wedding, there are people around. And then, like I said, we had the same group of friends in university. So let me tell you a funny story. We traveled, I was 7 in, where was I at the time? I think I was 7 in Lokoja at the time. So we're supposed to go to a wedding in Owerri. So I came into Port Harcourt and then we both traveled to Owerri, another of our friends' weddings. And we came into town when the wedding had already started, just lodged into, booked our hotel room. Then we went and met our friends at the wedding, did the whole wedding thing. And then we came out. And all of us went to our hotel room. And we were like, no, Jennifer, you're not going to sleep in this. Those are the kind of friends that we had. Those are the kind of people that we had around us, I didn't sleep in that hotel room. I was very bitter about it.
The sports show for you.
See, I was like, what? They said no, that we'll go and sleep with another of our female friends. I ended up sleeping somewhere else, So that's the kind of so your circle of friends also determines the kind of values that you people as a group espouse. Even when we came back into Port Harcourt, we came back with another one of our friends. And so we went to my husband's BQ at the time. My fiance's BQ, was it my boyfriend? I don't know, something. BQ at the time. And so, we all slept in the room. And then he's like, no, both of you can sleep on the mattress. I'm like, wait, you people think that this thing is because of you people? It's you people that are policing me. You think if I want to do it now, it is this thing I do that's going to stop me. Same thing happened after our traditional wedding when we went to my husband's village. And we're talking in the room, and then, some of his people were like, oh, you people can't sleep in the same room. I'm like, you guys, please don't be ridiculous now. If I wanted to have sex, it's not in this village that the door is not locking when that we start having sex. Please, can we be serious here? So yeah. So those are the kind of people that we had around us. So it also just helped keep the group dynamic. Okay, we're all looking out for each other. Of course, they don't know what we're doing but in that group space, no, So my point is, in all the time we were dating, there was no time where, we have stayed together, we have cohabited. Yes, now I know you, and now you know me. Because how much can you know? I married at 25. I'm being married 15 years. Do the numbers. Do you think I'm the same person I was 20 years ago? 15 years ago. I'm not. I've changed.
And you change some.
And yeah, I'm like, you cannot expect me to act the same way or have the same values or be not in a bad sense, but in fact, sometimes I say if I wasn't married when I was married, I don't know if I'll get married now. Because the way I think now is different. I said we just enter married, no plan, just falling, Now, of course, you're going to sit back and say, okay, Where are we going with this? What's the plan? What's this? What's that? What's that? They were just, young and full of faith and, just dived into the thing. So, of course, I have changed. So, expecting that if you cohabit with me in 6 months, you have seen the entirety of my future, you are lying to yourself. Yeah. And I go shock you.
So, we can say that cohabitation, in fact, everything we've talked about now is not exactly the best judge.
It cannot be a good judge of anything. The judge of a good, okay, now that I've said all this, okay, so somebody will answer, hey, so how do we now find out now?
Yes.
I don't know if we will go and pray because all of you are bad people these days. All of you are doing bad things.
I love the way you're saying you people.
Because I don't get it. Sometimes I'm online. I mean, you know me now. I have to be online for work and stuff. And I see the conversations that young men and young women are having, and I'm still younger, but I'm like, man, this generation is broken. Your hearts are broken, your consciences are broken, your characters are broken, your love metric is broken.
True.
That's
exactly.
So what people are calling love is not love.
It's not.
So they are evaluating things based on the eyes. You're going to cohabit with me, and then I will judge you. One year later, people will divorce and you will tell us you cohabited for 6 months, and nothing will happen. Mm-hmm. So you can't be, that cannot be the metrics for getting into marriage. Marriage, first and foremost, is, for me, friendship. I knew my husband since, I've known my husband since I was in first year. I started dating him in final year. That's 4 years. Yeah. He wasn't my boyfriend. Like, of course, he wasn't my boyfriend at all. Like, he was even with someone else at the time I met him. So it's not like we're dating or anything, but I knew him. He knew my values. I knew his values. He knew what was going on around me. I knew what was going on around him in a sense. So by the time he came and started, pushing, it was even our friends around us that were curating the matter. Oh, this guy likes you. This guy doesn't like you. Because we're in the same circle. So that even helps. Okay, we're in the same circle and we have the same values. Let's even start from there. Yeah. Because we cannot be talking A. I cannot be talking A. We are talking B and we want to come and marry one day. How? In fact, there's some things he would say, even back then, and I'll be giving him side eye, like, I'll be giving him side eye, like, when I was growing up, the boys didn't used to do anything. I just give him side eye, like, oh, wow. Yeah, right. Stuff like that, So even then I knew, I already knew that these were some of the challenges I was going to face because this person wasn't raised this way. Yeah. So it's not brand new to me where he's like, oh, all those things that you guys like to do. Yeah. But it's also not brand new to me when I say, oh, I ain't doing that. Yeah. So for me, it's, do we share the same values? Let's even start from a basic level. And nowadays, I'm even afraid. Because even the Christians that are supposed to share the same values, we
have all manner of things.
All manner of things. That's why I said I don't even understand. I can't even tell you. Now I have plans to matchmake my children. So some of my friends and I were just planning. Okay, how old is your child? Okay. When the right time is right,
we'll just
we'll do.
Because now why is less? Because you've observed them from.
Yes, now I know this family. Okay, you guys are okay, we're planning it, Abby. We're all on, because I don't really, because honestly, and the work we do, creating content and all of that, and seeing what we see, I'm like, how do we even know? Like you do all this work on your own children. Let me not talk about children too much. Let me go back to adults. People that are actually adults now. Yeah. So first and foremost, please find someone that you have the same values with. Okay. I don't like sex. I'm not into premarital sex. You're not into premarital sex. Basic. If me and you, we meet and you tell me, no, me, I cannot do that, then every day we are fighting temptations. We are doing the fight. What are you doing? Like, already you are not on the same page. Yeah. So why are you there? So let's start from the same values. Do you even believe that Jesus is Lord? Let's even start from there, because nowadays Christianity is many things. Yes, Some people don't even believe that Jesus is Lord inside the same Christianity. Let's start from there. Inside the same Christianity. In fact, I can even be in the same church.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can be in the same church and having different Christian values. Yes, I don't believe that this part of the Bible is not for in the same church. So let's even start from a basic place. And people don't talk anymore. They don't talk to themselves anymore. Yes. They date and they kiss and they go out and they go for parties and stuff, and nobody is sitting down and actually having a conversation. I think that's the part where having relationships in school. Back then, nowadays I can't vouch for anybody again. But back then, because you had a lot of time to talk. Yes. Because just one evening of just gisting, I can tell you everything about my entire family tree. Just talking. Okay, And like I said, sometimes you just hear something that you say this one won't work, or this one will work, or blah, blah, you know, just make mental notes, you know, and stuff like that. And then values, and then friendship, basic friendship. And when I say friendship, I'm not saying the person is only nice to you. You have to watch how he relates with other people. Or she relates with other people. Because somebody that is only nice to you is going to be not nice to you one day. The same way he treats that person,
yes, sir.
That person, that waiter, or the same way she treats that waiter or that person that she thinks is beneath her, is the same treatment you're going to get one day. So values, friendship, talk, communication. What are you guys talking about? Where are you headed to? What's the plan? Then somewhere, of course, all the medical stuff. Then somewhere after things have, climbed, then you cannot even start saying, I like my shoulders to be massaged, or whatever it is that however people initiate sexual conversations. Yeah, but it cannot be as you people are meeting, unless of course, like I said, if you want to do stuff, if you want to fornicate, just fornicate with your full chest. Don't tell me that what you are doing is testing sexual compatibility, because how many people are you testing?
Will you have to? Yeah.
How many people are you going to test? And for me, if you cannot physically interact with someone and already know whether or not you are sexually, you are not even experiencing the testing matter self.
Well,
yes,
there's that.
Because if testing sexual compatibility means that clothes must come off, then just like I said, just say I'm a freakazoid and I like what I'm doing, and do it with your full chest. That's it.
Just own it up.
Because let's all be truthful. We've all had crushes on people.
Yes.
You know when you have a crush on somebody, you know when you're attracted to somebody, even if you shouldn't be.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need any coffin of cloth to tell you that hey, something in their string, there's a spark here. In fact, if you have any sense, if the spark is not supposed to be sparking, you remove yourself.
Very quickly, like,
you remove yourself
from the situation. Get here?
Do you need to remove your clothes to know? I don't even think you need to. If you're actually serious that's what you're trying to test.
Yeah.
And as for cohabitation, I've heard that some people are very dirty. For instance, I've heard that there are guys that are filthy. And like I said, you can be, unless the guy is pretending, and guys pretend a lot. Guys like to act like ladies pretend, but guys actually do a lot of pretending, And for instance, I'm not going to say, I'm just going to say it. So, like when I used to, I visited my husband a few times when I was serving local and he was here. And when I come to the house will be so speak and span. Like, I'm like, God, such an amazing man. Always. And then you get married and he's waiting for you to clean up. I'm like, what? You used to do this thing effortlessly. Why are you involving me? So yeah, but at least he made that. Some people don't even make an effort. And then women, please have some self-respect. Come on, ladies. You can't go to a guy's house and be cooking and this is me. But you can't really go to a guy's house that you guys are not like, there's no commitment and you're cleaning up after him and washing his clothes. What is wrong with you?
Even as a guy, let me chime in as a guy.
What is wrong with you? Why are you doing that?
It's off.
Is that part of the cohabitation or are you auditioning for marriage? Let me ask you, are you auditioning for marriage? Why is a guy having the audacity, the temerity to leave a dump of dirty clothes for you, agunwine, to come to his house and wash?
Imagine it right now.
And you will carry woman bench, sit down and be washing clothes. Why are you doing that? What's the plan? Why are you doing that? So yeah, you're not auditioning. I think women audition a lot. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where a woman really can come and say, Chima, I want to marry you. Will you marry me? Yeah, if she does. This Chima, you go and talk about it. Say, do you know that Jennifer came and proposed to me?
I can't do that.
See. You come and say, hey, do you know that Jennifer proposed to me? That's how I finished that. Because men...
Which one is... Wait, am I... This is not turning into a man.
No, I'm just using an example. But I've seen guys do that. Guys are very petty. I would never tell a woman to go and propose to a guy. Because the day you people will fight, that's the first thing that will come out of his mouth. It's not you that was chasing me. It's not you that asked me to be your boyfriend. Did I ask you out? And the day you will hear this in your ears, do twin.
And on a serious note, this is also why, going back to something you said, kindness. Because when you're kind, no matter the fight you want to have, there are certain things that will not come out of your mouth.
That's something you have to learn when you get married, actually.
So outside all of the things that we've talked about, I'm concerned with that first 6 months or 1 year that you guys were married. because there are many people who don't even make it past 2 days. They get married and in 2 days they are telling you that they are done and they actually end everything. So what would you say? I don't know if you can remember, if you can point to some, but what would you say was that thing, or were those things, or a combination of things that you did or you people experienced that helped you guys stay past that time to now like 15 years plus together?
I think the first thing was that we knew that there was no way out. Like, none of us is going anywhere. Like, there was no...
That was your resolve.
That
was the bottom line.
That was the bottom line. Like, we live here.
Yeah.
You know the...
Yes.
So basically, it was we live here. There's no gate. There's no past. There's no, okay, I'm now tired. Or, okay, now let me now come and be going. There was no let me come and be going anywhere. That's number one. That's a basic thing.
Yeah.
I don't think my husband ever plans to ever let me go.
So when we finish our drama, we continue from where we stopped.
You know, it was okay when you're, and then he used to be very sweet. So like, after we finished fighting, he was like, "Oh, I can't go to bed. Why you're upset with me?" So yeah, but he used to be sweet. So like I said, it was bittersweet. So that was the bottom line for us. And of course, I think you mature. So that's why I said I'm not the same person I was when I got married. You start to mature. You start to say, okay, these are the issues, these are the things that lead us to this point. And I love this person. I don't want to be like this with this person. I want to enjoy this thing.
Yes.
And so and then back then I used to be very low maintenance. Not like now that I'm very, very high maintenance. Back then I used to be very low maintenance.
Mr. Kem is going to watch this and he's going to be shaking. He's going to be like, what's
so
wrong?
It was very easy to pacify me. It was very easy to pacify me. And I love the man. Yeah, I loved him. I really loved him. I love him. So it was like, it was the first love of my life. I don't know why that made me laugh. I don't think I'm very like super mushy. I'm not a very, very mushy person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's actually weird. It's actually weird to me.
I'm not.
Say,
You can know me for a month and not know anything about my spouse.
Yes.
I don't front my marriage as my personality. Yeah. In fact, you may not even know I'm married for like unless like you now. I have a group of friends that all they do is tell people I'm married. If I enter a room, if I just say, hey, Jennifer is married though. Yes. You will know yourselves. Jennifer is married though. Jennifer is married though. She has children though. I have friends like that. Yeah. So it's never even been my thing that But I mean, he knows. I don't know why this is thinking. So I loved him and I was young too. So I had chosen this path, but I was very resolute, like you said. So this was the path I had chosen. So, and I was also a little bit naive. I won't even lie. Maybe that helped us, because now I'm wondering, okay, if I could find options, would I have? I would have. I'm a good girl, mostly. Yeah, but I think some of the naivety also helped because this was my one and my only, But that didn't mean that you don't get to treat me how you need to treat me.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So, it was the fact that, okay, this was it. We were here for the lifetime, a lifetime.
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So, in fact, we're even wondering how the thing happens in eternal life. Like, are you people saying we don't be married in eternal life? Like, what's the plan over there, God? What is he saying?
What are you saying?
What is the plan?
Clearly.
So that was number one. So there are certain things about me. So about my personality. Number one is my entire foundation, my entire sense of self is derived from who I am as a Christian. It's derived from who I am as a believer. It's derived from my relationship. I can do wild things. I can go crazy. I can be naughty. I am naughty. I can stray. I'm not regular, I don't stay within, accept. That's which is why I say don't put me on a pedestal. Don't say, don't expect better. Don't be expecting better. I did not send you. So, but my foundation, my rock, my spine is my relationship with God. That's where I draw my sense of self from. And I am 100% certified and, I'm 100% stable my sense of self is 100% stable. You can't destabilize me.
Yeah, you're grounded.
I'm grounded, that's the word. You know, I'm 100% grounded. You can't destabilize me. You know, when I say I'm God's masterpiece, I'm not using it as a hashtag. I actually believe it with the whole of my heart.
Yes.
That I am God's masterpiece. Look at it. So, I mean, you know, so yeah, so that's number one. Number two is, and I'm going to say this with a pinch of salt, do not take me seriously. So there are times when you see people and you like people. Oh, I like this person, I like this person, I like this person. But because of your foundation and because of your journey, you know that there are certain boundaries that can never be crossed. No matter how much your body is doing you, sweetie.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are some of the things. So it was that grounding that said, okay, this is our journey. We have decided, we took a while to, we dated for 4 years. We wanted to marry, they kept on postponing our marriage. So if we do that, all of that, and come and 6 months later, we say we not do it, are we not high? Yeah. So that was it. And then, like I said, we matured. We both matured. And I think I matured faster because I just realized that there's some things I am not going to be dealing with. If you say this is not your cup of tea, I'm going to pull away from it. I'm not going to raise it. So I can be very decisive and cold in that way. So in fact, I can be so cold that you start begging me to be warm. You know, that's my strong point and also a weak point for me. Because I won't let you weaponize anything against me. I will instead detach myself from it completely. So it loses the power to hurt me in any way. I'll use an example. So back when we were married, my husband wasn't like I said, you know, when we talked about my birthday and I said, oh, my birthday is a big deal for me. Like he's not that way. For him, birthday is okay, birthday. But for me, my birthday is literally bring the trumpets out,
Yes, fireworks.
Fireworks, like I want like the week before my birthday, like I want fireworks going up in the air. He's not that kind of person. So for the first few years of our marriage, it was an issue. Because it will almost be like, well, you know, I have said that I like this thing. Why are you waiting for me to always remind you that I like this thing? And then at some point, I just detached. So I plan my birthdays. I started to plan my birthdays like, I told them in the office the other day that I want a surprise on my birthday. Like, if I come to this office and they do not surprise me, there will be issues. I've told them now. There will be issues. I don't care the manner of surprise, but if I come here and it's a weekday, so they don't say, oh, it's a weekend, though. I've said it now. You have heard it. So that was an issue. But at some point, I'm like, you know what? If I want to have a great birthday, I'm going to plan my great birthday. I'm not going to wait for you to plan it for me. So I'm like that. You know, I just move on and start doing stuff. So I got very, very independent. Like, I got very used to doing stuff for myself that it got so bad that I had to pull myself back and he had to pull me back in. I'm like, okay, I need to do things for you. I need to be able to I need you to ask me to do things for you, you know. So I'm not a softie. I look ajeboish, I know, but I'm not a softie. Don't play with me ever in your life. So I'm like, okay, so I need to be able to do stuff for you. I need that's part of what makes us, you know. So I actually had to rejig my makeup and say, okay, let me soften up a little more and trust that you want to re-enter the space the way you should re-enter it. Because I don't play with myself. I don't play with myself at all. If you play with me, you ain't gonna lose. You won't have me for a long time. So I wonder how much of this Chima is going to cut out. I'll say it anyways. So that's the thing. So marriage is a constant learning, relearning, compromising, recompromising. You've not seen how your spouse acts when they are very broke. You've not seen how your spouse acts when they are very have a lot in abundance. You've not seen how they act when they're ill. You've not seen how they act towards you when you are ill.
When you are ill,
So there are many things 6 months can never give you. So you have to trust that the values, the friendship, the faith you have in yourselves and in God will surpass some of these things. Because if you are using your man-made test to say, okay, I've tested this part, sex, pass, sexual cause, tick. It will shock you that the first time you and your wife are drinking garri in the house, because those times do happen. The next time when you come back, she has packed her box and left the house.
We don't talk about that enough.
It will shock you. You say, oh, but I tested, we cohabited, we did this, we did that.
So
I will shock you that the first time you are ill, the man leaves you in a pool of your own sickness and goes out of the house. You didn't see that in 6 months of cohabitation.
Mm-hmm.
So, using this man-made and often carnal tests, which is why I say, if you want to be a freak in peace. But using it as, oh, it must be this, I must test this, I must test that, has never guaranteed anyone a long and lasting and happy. Very important.
Yeah.
Because the long lasting can be full of unhappiness and sadness and sorrow.
Yes. It's not just about being long lasting.
It's not about being long lasting anymore. It's, are you thriving in your marriage? Are you thriving? Sometimes people say, oh, I want to marry a spouse like yours. And I say, well, you gotta be a woman like me to have a spouse like mine. Because I ain't I need to stop. Yeah. Some people, and then there's this phrase people use, your husband allows you. We do that a lot in Nigeria. Like, once a woman marries, she loses agency over her decisions herself. It's only if it's not her father allowing her, then it's her husband that somebody always has to allow her to be or to do stuff. I'm like, my husband doesn't allow me. I permit myself to explore my boundaries. I give myself the impetus. When you have impetus, you will clear them out of the way now, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. What I'm saying is, you're not waiting to be allowed. You're not waiting to be permitted. You are taking it by force. That's what what's the thing now? The righteous take it by force.
Yes. The kingdom of God suffers.
Yeah, you're not waiting to be permitted. Oh, they are give permission or allow. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for your permission to sit on your table. I built my tables. The Lord has prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy. I'm not waiting for somebody to allow me or not allow me. So, for you to be that kind of person to get to the point where people view you that way is work. It's work.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show working. You have to show that you have the gravitas, the intellect, the ideas, the leadership ability. Because sometimes something we women do, we want to be baby girls. I like being a baby girl. I like being babied. But in our baby girlism, we're giving away our agency. So you now become the person that needs to be told what to do, permitted to do things, allowed to do things. Because, I want to just be a soft girl. I want to be a soft girl. But I'm a leader. Soft girls, I can be a soft girl in a space, but in other spaces, I'm a leader and I will lead. I'm not going to be soft girl into giving away my edge. My purpose is not to be a wife. God didn't drop me in this earth and say your purpose in this earth. I have nations to go to. So I need capacity and agency to be able to do that. And I have capacity and agency.
Yeah.
This is not related to sexual compatibility and cohabitation.
But it was necessary for us to talk about that. And I have to jump in now.
Yes, please jump in because I've talked too much.
As we are, it has gone past a
minutes,
podcast. This is actually a conversation between friends at this point. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are having this conversation to throw light on these things because when I opened the episode I was talking about, I was like, it is discussed in a way that makes it look like something shameful, or it is discussed in a way that casts aspersion on people, just judge people. And that's not what it really is. There's a purpose for it. And when you are doing something good at the wrong time, it doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
If you're doing something good at the wrong time, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing something good at the right time, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And like Jennifer said, and this is me just trying to tie things up. Like Jennifer said, these things we talked about today, sex, sexual compatibility and cohabitation, they are not exactly the things to use they are not the appropriate parameters to base your judgment of who you want to be with or who you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you are going into a lifetime contract. This is a lifetime commitment, not even a contract. Because contract is either you can decide to renew. You can decide to have talks about it, but it's a lifetime commitment. And when you talked about love is beyond the feelings you get. And we've heard this severally. Love is beyond the feelings. Love is commitment. Love is decision. Love is your resolution every moment you wake up.
Every moment.
You fall in love with this person again. even in the painful times, in the ugly times. There's this couple I see online. The lady, beautiful man, beautiful guy. But I think after she put to bed, she had this condition and now she's bedridden.
Ooh.
The guy is the one who is
exactly my
he's
point.
practically walking her through recovery.
What level of cohabitation will prepare you for that kind of scenario?
There's no amount of sex you have
There's
with
no
this
amount of sex or sexual
that
compatibility. Are they having? They're not having sex.
They are not having.
And I'm sure they've gone years without having sex.
I'm telling you, they are not having. This thing has been. And the good thing is that she's recovering. She lost her speech. She's in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
But the guy is he's literally. Maybe after this episode, if I can find it, I'll show you.
Okay.
The guy is literally walking her through her process of healing. Those of you who are watching, maybe you've come across this couple. And that is what you should be looking out for in a man or in a woman. Is this man kind? Is this man patient? Is this man, gentle and all of that? Because at the end of the day, that is what it all comes down to. Sex is not really going to save your marriage.
And the gentle is very important, Joe, because that's where, if a person is not gentle, that's where that violent streak comes from.
Yes.
You know, so all of that is in the love. So when you say I love you, it's such a heavy word. Mm-hmm. We underestimate when people say love. Like I said, when people say love, no, you are not understanding love in the sense that God created love to be.
Yes.
Because if you love somebody, how are you hitting them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How are you carrying belt and flogging them?
Mm-hmm.
How does that? Where's the love in that?
Doesn't make any sense.
How are you depriving them? I mean, I've heard a lot of nasty things online. How do you love someone? In fact, I think maybe that's even the basic liner is that there's no marriage, there's no love in most of these marriages. Mm-hmm. If you can't be in love with someone, you're hitting the person, having children with other men on the person, because I heard this. I've seen that this DNA paternity thing is now on the rise.
Yes,
So, I mean, that's why I said maybe some of these marriages were founded on sexual compatibility. Yes.
Because that's what you've always believed.
Yeah, because that's what you've always believed. Okay, we're sexually compatible. Let's do it. Then suddenly people are having children for men that are not their husbands. Mm-hmm. And there was one that even happened, and the woman now said that why did the man, her husband, assume that the child she had as his wife is his child? Like, is it her fault that he assumed? So I'm like, at what point did people meet and say, okay, we love ourselves and we're good? Like, what was the conversation?
So at the end of the day, it's what it is. It's what it is. We have come to the end of this episode.
I'll give a disclaimer before you end.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Disclaimer. Do not say that Jennifer told you. Do not say Unstoppable Jennie sent me. Mm-hmm. Do not say it is because Jennifer said it, that's why I did it. Do not put me, don't mention my name anywhere. Pray to your Father in heaven and take your decisions by yourself. Do not involve me. Other people are shouting, involve me. I say, do not involve me.
Do not.
Thank you. Carry on.
So,
yes.
We've had a great conversation today, Jennifer. Thank you so much for coming. And again, thank you to Amarantine Media for this space. This is Amarantine Media.
Yes.
If you're in the city of Port Harcourt, if you're in the city of Port Harcourt, you want to come around. We are on Ada George Road. It's easy to locate.
The Time Bender Clubhouse.
Yes.
It's on Google Map.
Come around, and great things are happening here. If you're a creator, you have a podcast and you need a space, very affordable.
Yes, very affordable. Actually.
Whatever it is, we have a great space for you. Whatever it is you want to achieve, we've got it covered. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You have anything to say about your upcoming projects?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Now that you mentioned it, we're going to have, like I said, we are at the Time Bender Clubhouse. And from July to August, during the long holiday, we're going to have our Time Bender boot camp for your children. Our classes will include coding, animation, some photography, and, public speaking, definitely. So please get ready to sign up your children for an amazing time this holiday at the Time Bender Clubhouse. We're the Time Bender tribe, and we spread joy.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. This has been LifePod with C, and we have been talking with Jennifer Nkemenaya, the Unstoppable Jennie. Peace. Bye.